are you today? It's such a pleasure standing up here and seeing all of you looking awesome. And it is a bigger pleasure just thinking about the networking that is going to happen. Just thinking about the ideas that we are going to share. And so I welcome you as you join and you start this conference to really take advantage of the networking opportunities that have come your way and to really connect and connect deeply. As women, we love to connect deeply, isn't it? And so I'm hoping that that is what we are going to do. And so as I start off my topic today, which is developing global board-ready leadership pipelines, I'm really going to focus on the individual, on the person. Because we cannot have a pipeline unless we have each and every one of us being in that pipeline. And you cannot say that I'm already sitting on a board, so I'm not in the pipeline. You're always in the pipeline. Unless you have hung up your boots and said, no more board positions, right? So each and every one of us is in the pipeline. And we choose to drop off the pipeline. We choose to remain in the pipeline. We choose to be part of the change that we want to see. So this morning, I will slightly change the topic as I focus a lot more on the individual, a lot more on what we can do as individuals to make sure that we are remaining in the pipeline. And I want to make this conversational. So let me start by asking, the boardroom is changing. Are we ready? And I want you for just 2 minutes to speak at your tables and ask the question, what has changed? What is changing in the boardroom? And are we ready for it? So at your tables, can you just discuss that for a minute? So as we go through this presentation, I want you to audit yourself. Some of the things that we are going to talk about, I really want you to bring them home to yourself and audit yourself as a person. And so I want to take 1 or 2 feedback from the plenary. Are we ready? Who wants to share what they discussed at their table? Are we ready? And how is it changing? Jackie's table. I could see them. The boardroom is changing. Are we ready? Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Lovely to see you, Catherine.
Lovely to see you too, Diana.
So we've discussed 2 points. And the first one is
Let's listen to Diana, please. Thank you.
The workplace is changing.
Great.
There are different generations.
Mm-hmm.
And most of the people in boardrooms are mature. So now we are doing a lot of integration, thinking about the different generational gaps and enhancing the spectrum of leadership.
Mm-hmm.
Another point we discussed is women are becoming more bolder. They are being in boardrooms more. Yeah. And we are leading in our femininity as well.
Fantastic.
So those are the 2
I
points
love the last point. We are leading in our femininity. Gone are the days when we tried to emulate men, to lead like men, right? Because we have to lead as ourselves. For us to have impact, we really have to lead as ourselves, right? 1 more intervention before I move on. 1 more? Any table? There, right at the back? Okay, thank you.
Okay, the beautiful ladies here have told me to share what I shared with them.
Mm-hmm.
So I just got into my first board, actually last year. And it's a board full of men, and I'm the only woman, and I'm the chairperson.
Way! Let's clap for her! Awesome!
And it has been very challenging. That's why I joined Women on Boards Network.
Fantastic.
To just get some training. I think so. So one of the challenges I face normally when we have arguments with the men, and I don't want to be emotional, she was talking about AI has changed how leadership happens. And then I responded, for me, I use AI to respond to the arguments. I go to ChatGPT and I ask, how can I best respond to what the CEO has said?
I love it.
And ChatGPT gives me a very nice response, so I give it to him. He comes back and I give it to him until we reach an agreement. So at least I remove some of my emotions from my responses.
Fantastic. Let's clap for her. The boardroom is changing. She is the only lady on that board, and she is the chair, a position of influence. So we are hoping that after you, there will be more ladies on that board so that we can shift the conversations completely. But what does board ready really mean to you? What does it mean? We keep saying board ready. What is board ready? Anyone? What is board ready? This is not going to be your traditional speech that I'm giving, right? So what is board ready?
Good morning.
Good morning.
So board ready, I'm Kemunto Mokwa. Board ready is, first of all, to be mentally prepared. You're going to be sitting on the board. And two, to also ensure that at least you have the skills, or you can acquire the skills to be able to be confident when you are articulating your position on the board.
Yeah.
And then also to be board ready, also to be prepared to network, in the board, so that you know the buy-ins, and also to understand the business that you're leading.
I love it. Let's clap for her. And she started off with being ready mentally, because a lot revolves around your mental capacity, capability, and everything. You can be the best lawyer. You can be a professor. But if you're not mentally ready, that's it. You're not ready. So mentally, are we ready to sit on these boards? Where are we today? And this slide is a little busy, but the most important words are in bold. And you know what? Patriarchy still exists. Yesterday, as I was coming here, and I smiled because I thought, that's actually in my slide. I was sitting in front of a mother and her son, and I hope the mother and the son are not here because I didn't turn. I just had the conversation. And there was a bit of turbulence. And the young man, little boy, maybe about 14, I guessed, said, "That must be a woman." And the mother laughed and said, every time somebody drives badly, and I know you call flying driving, every time somebody drives badly, you say a woman. Why do you say that? This is the mother asking the son. Then she laughed. She said, "But don't I take you to school?" Then he said, "Yes." "How do I drive?" He said, "You drive well. But how come now you're saying it's a woman?" So challenged, and then finally she said, "From now onwards, you're going to be sitting in the boot when we go to school because you don't believe that women drive well." This was a young person. We would have thought that patriarchy ended, right? But it is propagated. And many of us are actually feeling and going through that. So many people still view leadership through the eyes of men. Many people still believe that leadership is male. And many of us will see that in the boardrooms when we are sitting there. We will experience it. People who think we are not worthy to be there. People who think that as women, our place is elsewhere. We still experience that. The All Boys Network. Yeah? The GOE Act has come into effect, and it says that people are going to be interviewed for positions. But we still have many companies where you get your board position because of who you know, who you network with. And that is why our network here is so important, because, hey, give it back to them. If they know somebody, we also know somebody. That's the reality. The Old Boys Network still exists. The glass ceiling. How many of us believe there's a glass ceiling? Unapimiwa hewa, utafika hapa. You're not going anywhere beyond this position. And because of that, many of us, particularly those of us who are still working in organizations, believe that we can only go that far. And we stop there. And lastly, work-life balance. How many jobs do you ladies have? How many jobs do you have? Minimum how many? Employee. In fact, best employee of the year. Manager, mother, wife, caretaker, in-law, sister. You name it, right? Balancing all of those things. Chamacha. Let's clap for each one of you. Well done. If you can balance all of those responsibilities and look the way you are looking, you're awesome. And that's how you ought to look at it. If you can do all of that, you're actually a superwoman. We should not be called women. We should be called super women. We can do all of that. Bring it on. We'll take it on. But sometimes because of that, we damage ourselves. We are carrying on so much. And that's why issues of mental health are plaguing us. We are taking on so much that sometimes we even forget ourselves. We have so much responsibility both at work and at home that we don't think about ourselves. We don't think about positioning ourselves for leadership. These are things that we face. But when we talk about building the pipeline, we're not waiting for the vacancy to do something. So at your table, I want you for 2 minutes to ask, what am I doing to make sure that I am in that pipeline? That anybody can just pick up on me and say, please come and sit at my table, in my board. At individual level, what have you done to be board ready, to be in that pipeline? Please speak for 2 minutes. What have you done? All right. So let me hear from just 2 people. Let me hear from 2 people. I said this session was going to be self-auditing. It's about you auditing yourself. So 2 people, can I hear from 2 people, please? At the back there, and Phyllis here. There's Phyllis here, and gentleman at the back. Please, let's audit ourselves as we go.
Good morning, ladies. I am Phyllis. Thank you so much. So one of the ways is by also having a girls' club. You know, the same way we have boys' clubs is how do you ensure you have social capital where you actually volunteer. So you are not earning anything, but how do you sit at the table so that when an action is expected to be done, you are putting up your hand and you're giving it back. So that.
Fantastic. And I hope the girls are spending time building each other, speaking about each other, promoting each other, sponsoring each other, you know, throughout, right? Okay.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning. Tell us why you're here, by the way.
Oh, okay. So, why I'm here?
Why are you here?
With all these ladies, why are you asking? Yes, I am a member of Women on Boards Network. Yes, and I'm proudly here. Okay.
He's a great champion for women on boards.
Yes.
Let's clap for him.
Okay. So I wanted to say that I was just telling her that what I'm doing is that I'm investing in myself. What does that mean? I mean, I'm taking advantage of every training opportunity that comes to make myself board ready.
Fantastic.
Or more board ready.
Fantastic.
And when she asked me why I'm doing that, I said, charity begins at home.
Awesome. Thank you. How many many of you are investing in yourselves? Fantastic. You know, we are used to this when women travel. This is an example. When women travel, so you have 50K that you have in your pocket. You start by buying the shirts, the socks, the trousers, the little dresses, perfume for all of them. Then when you're down to 3K, you remember, Aki, I've not bought myself something. That time you're already at the duty free, right? Which means you go home without anything for yourself, perhaps only chocolates. So that is just an example of how we women think about everybody else and leave ourselves last. And that is why his point is very important. Investing in myself. As women, what have we done to invest in ourselves this year? And don't say as women, what have we done? As me, please. Say your name, as. What have I done to invest in myself this year? Do I speak to somebody? And I'm not talking about the employer taking you for training. You as Anne, you as Catherine, whoever, what have you done to invest in yourself? Because many times we spend time talking about others and not ourselves, right? Okay. This thing has refused to move. AI is at work, eh? I tell you. Okay. So, let's talk a little bit about the confidence barrier. The biggest barrier I see to women advancing in leadership is confidence. Do I speak to somebody? It is confidence. The confidence to stand up to somebody and say, I am ready. Can you give me that role? The confidence to walk into a room and say, I am putting myself forward for this position. And there are many self-sabotaging habits that hold us back. In addition to lack of confidence, many of us impose sabotaging habits on ourselves. And again, I want to pause here so that you audit yourselves. At your table, be vulnerable to share your self-sabotaging habits. Be vulnerable enough to share your self-sabotaging habits. Each one of us has self-sabotaging habits. Which do you suffer from? Karen Wakoli, please share with us 2 of your self-sabotaging habits. Let's listen, please.
Hi, everyone. Wow. So,
hi, everybody. Karen is going to share 2 of her self-sabotaging habits. Unless we face up to our self-sabotaging habits, we can't deal with them. That's why I want you to be open about them.
So, I have shared with my colleagues at the table that the first board I got a chance to serve on was NACADA 20 years ago. It was the first board I got to serve on, and I was representing young people, serving on the board with people who are way older than me. In fact, some board members would tell me, you're the age of my granddaughter, blah, blah, blah. And I didn't know, like, does my voice count as equal as the other voices in the room? And I hadn't even cleared university, and so I didn't feel good enough, confident enough, till one woman, and so I wasn't speaking up. And one woman on the board, a pediatrician at Aga Khan, Dr. Manguyu, held my hand and told me, Karen, there's no person here in this room qualified to speak on issues of young people. You have to speak up. Even when you're shaking, even when you're not sure, you have to speak up. And she would push me and ask me questions and say, you didn't speak up today, or, what's happening? And she would mentor me till a time came when I was confident, and now part of my work is to mentor younger people to get into boards and to speak up and own their voices.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. How many of us suffer from that imposter syndrome? Huh? Jackie is writing on it. Jackie, please just wave. Jackie's next book is on imposter syndrome. So please find Jackie during the conference sometime and speak with her. The imposter should be our friend, in the sense that the imposter should propel us forward, not hold us back. The imposter, and we all suffer from it. Treat them like your friend to push you forward. But if you fear them, you're going to be held back. But Jackie is the expert to speak on that. So some common self-sabotaging habits that I've come across. Lack of ambition. Aki tuko tu hapo. Many of us tuko tu hapo. The second one, many of us suffer from this. Perfectionism. My lipstick is supposed to have been red. I don't have red lipstick, so today I am not going to show up. Please, is it the lipstick going to speak? Lack of self-appreciation and self-worth. Many of us don't appreciate the value we bring to the table. We don't value ourselves. And that's why when we sit at a table negotiating salary, we negotiate much lower than the band. Then HR anatufanyia huruma anatuweka kwa band. You don't understand your self-worth. What is your self-worth? Okay? Overworking and burnout. Don't we all suffer from that? How are we dealing with that? Because whether you like it or not, it's a self-sabotaging habit. Procrastination. Some of us paid for PhDs many years back. Bado tuko tu hapo. I will do it tomorrow. And then, in fact, the most common example is this. Women on boards share board opportunities on the wall. And then you keep telling yourself, I will apply tomorrow. And then the deadline Isha. You are like, I will apply tomorrow. We actually had one case this week. Just this week as we were coming here. Somebody sent her CV. We had closed. We had submitted to the client. Procrastination. Inability to ask for help or assistance. How many of us suffer from that? It's not that we know it all. It's just that we fear asking for help. We feel embarrassed asking for help. We feel embarrassed saying that we don't know. And because we don't know and we don't want to ask for help, we make the mistakes. We blame externalities. The dog ate my homework. It's not about me. The employer has not trained me. That's why I'm not board ready. Is it your employer sitting on the board? Or is it you? Right? Failure to develop emotional intelligence skills. In fact, I can sum up that whole slide in lack of emotional intelligence skills. Can we invest in developing emotional intelligence skills? And there are many ways of looking at it, but the most common are 5. Do we know them? Self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, which is the next one? Social awareness and relationship building. Can we invest time and effort in building all of that? Having the knack to pick fights. Aki, yani everything is a fight. Why? Do you know, if for you everything is a fight, I don't want you on my board. Because every discussion will be a fight. That holds us back. The lack of a vision, a personal development goal and plan. How many of us have strategic plans for ourselves? How many? 3 ladies, 4, 5, 6. Where are the rest of us? Do you have, it's in your head. It's in your head. It will remain a dream unless you put it down. So ladies, one of your takeaways, can you document your vision, your development goal, your plan, or just document your strategic plan? Because we spend time and money documenting strategic plans for our organizations, don't we? We need one for ourselves. Where are you going? If you don't know where you're going, any road leads you there. Right? Start with your purpose. Why do you exist in the first place? Your vision, where are you going? Your mission, how are you going there? Your values, the guiding principles. Put all of that down and follow through that plan. Time management. Eh? Do we suffer from that? Time management. Every Sunday, from morning to evening, from church, chama, wisha, right? So we can spend less time in the chama and do a little more in other areas. Are we managing our time, or are we letting the world just, propel us on? Time management. Fear of success, fear of failure. Do we suffer from that? Some of us fear success. How many of us fear success? How many of us fear success? Not in this room? Not in this room, right? Fear success. How? No. Fear of success. Me, I don't want. Some of us fear success. Who fears success? No, fear of failure is common. Fear of success. That you are the one going to be sitting there and talking to the president. How now? You can't see yourself there. Okay? Lack of confidence. Lack of confidence. Individualism and lack of self-awareness. And lastly, failure to learn from past mistakes. We just make the same mistakes over and over again. This and many others are self-sabotaging habits that we need to be aware of so that we can remain in that pipeline. And my question to you is, again, very, very quickly at your table, and I want you to pick just one self-sabotaging habit that you suffer from and answer the question, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? Can we get one response from the room? One response? There is a response there. Thank you very much. Let's clap for her. Awesome. Let's listen. Hello, ladies.
Hello, ladies. I'm Evelyn Gisharu from
Hi,
Kenya.
ladies.
Hello.
Hi. Let's listen.
My name
Okay.
is Evelyn Gisharu from KNH. The question that you asked previously, those who
Yeah.
are afraid of success, I kind of told the group that I'm one of the people who's afraid of success because I fear being judged. Coming from a family that keeps judging me whenever I progress, I've tended to shun myself from projecting myself out there. Yeah. And the ladies were encouraging me to start, to stop. Pardon the language, to stop giving a fuck. And take myself first above others.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Fantastic. Let's clap for her. You know, a good example of fear of success. And you just practice it. You know, many years back when I went to work in the UK, a question would be asked. And I would be turning the English round my head to say, so how do I say this? And then I turn it round, I construct the sentence, I deconstruct. By the time I want to speak up, somebody else has spoken. Then it was about time to come home. I'm like, I'm never going to speak here. Anytime a question is asked, my hand is up. Please don't hold back. Don't hold back. It's not a mistake to make a mistake. You learn from it, okay? Okay, so what can institutions do? And what can men do? We've talked a lot about women, and I'm going to end with women again. What can institutions and men do to build that pipeline, to make sure that we are there? Leadership training. And I know many of us here are in the HR or human capital departments. Please build the capacity of women. Build the capacity of women. Give them leadership training. Ensure that we have gender-responsive policies. I think in Kenya, the practice of gender budgeting has not taken root. And I think it's time that we started ensuring that organizations have gender-responsive policies, including gender budgeting. Let's budget for the fact that that woman is going to be away for 3 months during her leave, maternal leave. That even after she comes back, every so often she'll need to go and look after her child. Let's budget for it. Leadership pipelines, let's make sure that we are deliberate about those. What about men? Men can support by mentoring us. There are certain things that men know that we don't. There are certain things that we know that men don't know. So let's learn from them. Support fair opportunities. Men can challenge stereotypes. And many of us face stereotypes. Men can intentionally challenge their fellow men on stereotypes. And then, of course, promote inclusive governance. Let's move to the next slide. This thing is not working. Okay. So, as ladies, we need to be ready at all times to be called upon to sit on a board. And what does that entail? It means having a strong leadership profile, and I have 6 elements for that. That includes leadership and governance experience. That is very important. And many times I ask, do you have board experience? And the answer is no. When I probe, I find that you have been the chair of your estate committee. Isn't that leadership? That you have been the chair of your family business. And it doesn't show up in your board profile. Let's stop belittling some of these leadership positions that we have as women, because that's leadership experience. Having an executive skill set. Who did you lead? What did you do? What did you achieve? Industry knowledge and connections and networks. Passion for service. Board Leadership is about service. So can you demonstrate that you're ready to serve? Having a cultural fit for the target organization. It's not every profile that fits the organization. Ask yourself, what are they looking for? How do I curate my CV, my profile, so that it fits it? Commitment to ethical leadership. Ladies, get mentored, get sponsored. It's important. Step up to people who you know have connections and tell them you're looking for that position. Ask them for mentorship. And mentorship, as I said to somebody, many times, many of us will walk to somebody like Patrick Obath and say, I want to be mentored. Patrick Obath might tell you, I have so many mentors, I don't have space for one more. But you know a clever way of doing it? Call him up every so often and say, Patrick, I'm facing this situation. What do I do? Is that not mentorship? Why do we have to formalize it? Because when you formalize it, even if you walk up to me, I'll tell you I have so many. But keep calling me and asking me a question, I will answer. And that way, I am mentoring you. Exactly. Identify seasoned leaders. Join mentorship programs at Women on Boards. We have mentorship programs. Join them. Upskill relentlessly as a woman. Keep reading. And I know Dr. Odula and a few other medics are in the room. I am told that when you stop reading, the brain keeps shrinking. At some point, it is just going like that in the skull. Right? So... So, if you want to keep it full in the head, keep reading, okay? So, ladies, upskill relentlessly. Keep yourself upskilled on industry, especially emerging trends. Make sure that you are with it. Even if you cannot speak the technical language, know that AI broke out of some room and went and did some things, went and did some things that it wasn't supposed to do. Be proactive and visible. But the question is, where are you visible? As a lady, you're looking for a board position. You're looking for leadership position. Where are you visible? Where? Are you on LinkedIn? Don't tell me WhatsApp. Don't tell me Facebook. Are you on LinkedIn? And a few other places. Huh? Be visible. Leadership roles don't find you. You go after them. Period. We are many in this country, so you have to go after them. Publicize board and leadership aspirations on LinkedIn, on your bios, volunteer, etc. Network with a purpose. Don't get into rooms where you're just going to network. Yani unapelekwa tu. Why are you in that room? If there's a cocktail coming up, and you know so-and-so is going to be at that cocktail, network with a purpose. Make sure you find yourself next to that person and say what you need to say about it. And on that note, do you have an elevator pitch? 1 minute developing an... How many people have an elevator pitch? Jackie, can we hear Jackie's elevator pitch? Where is the mic, Diana? Jackie's elevator pitch. Let's hear 2 elevator pitches. There was one hand behind Jackie. Sorry, I didn't get your name. 2. Okay. Where is the mic? Jackie? Yes. I'm on your case, Jackie. Oh, they want to see Jackie. Okay. A beautiful name. Another mic? You can take this. Okay, thank you. Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning, Jackie.
I'm Dr. Jackie Wasike Sihanya, and I coach leaders and executives to strengthen their emotional intelligence and avoid imposter patterns.
Fantastic. Let's clap for her. Behind Jackie, there was another one. Thank you very much.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I'm Susan. What currently keeps me busy today is insurance risk advisory and people and organizations. I'm here for this conference to build pipelines for people looking for board positions. I've sat on boards and I get frequent requests for recommending people to go onto boards. Thank you.
Wow. Fantastic. Let's clap for the two. Well done. Ladies, do you have an elevator pitch? Can you spend a few minutes this evening developing your elevator pitch? And it is okay. Stand in front of your mirror and speak to yourself in the mirror and practice it. It comes with time. It just doesn't happen. It comes with time. Okay. Now, to remain in the pipeline, please don't think about your background. Your background does not define who you become. Your background does not define your success. Your background does not define your future. It is what you decide to do going forward that determines your future. And take 100% responsibility for your own development. Don't talk about anybody else. Don't blame externalities. Take 100% responsibility for what becomes of you. And remember, what you focus on, energy flows where your attention goes. So don't think about yourself in a small manner. Think about yourself big. Think about your future positively, because that is where the energy is going to be. And aim at being your very best self. Aim at being your very best self. I cannot finish the presentation without talking about authenticity. To remain in the pipeline, you must be authentic. You cannot be a copy, because copies fade. You have to be the best of yourself. You have to make sure that you fit in your skin and you're comfortable in your skin. Authenticity is critical. Stretch yourself, ladies. Make sure that your goals scare you. If your goals don't scare you, you're not dreaming big enough. Think about those international boards, the big ones. Think about Safaricom and the rest of them. Think big. Your goals ought to scare you, otherwise they're not good enough. Discomfort equals growth. Push yourself sometimes to take on assignments that grind you a little more. Because when they grind you a little more, you grow further, you grow more. So don't just be in your comfort status. Push yourself a little more. Seek self-improvement continually. Make sure that you're growing as you go along. Key skills that you need to keep fresh: communication skills, critical. Emotional intelligence skills, very, very important. Decision-making ability. When you want to sit on a board, people will look to see whether you are capable of making decisions. Integrity and accountability, absolutely important. Adaptability. You don't want somebody sitting on a board who is very rigid. Hunger to keep growing. Those are skills that you want to make sure that you keep on developing. And I want to leave you with this. Fly high and discover the eagle within you. Because eagles have a strong and accurate vision. So what is your vision about your future? How strong is it? How visible is it? How achievable is it? Eagles don't eat dead food. Let bygones be bygones. Focus on the future. Eagles fly alone and at high altitudes until they meet other eagles. Don't be comfortable just with people who are like you, speak like you, talk like you, have reached where you are. Aim to be, because up there you're going to find other eagles. They love heights. Okay? Eagles love the storm. When you face storms, those storms are supposed to propel you to higher heights. Is there something like that? Higher heights. So love the storm. When you face challenges, don't shy away. Bring it on. Okay? Eagles rely on training. Self-improvement, ladies. Don't hold back. Eagles rejuvenate intentionally despite the pain. They pull out their feathers and talons. They pull them out and then they grow again. And they're very beautiful. So always rejuvenate, change yourself, innovate, etc. Eagles have their nests in high places. What is your high place? As ladies, as you, as Anne, what is your high place? Where do you want to be? What is your resting place? What is your resting place? As we check out, to keep in the pipeline, aim to raise your hand and your voice and lead with purpose. I thank you.